All right, welcome to the first episode of our podcast, The Film Duo, and I am Mark.
I'm
Or
Corbin.
so my name is Mark Critiques. You know me,
No, I don't even
and
know. I don't even know what my channel is. I just kind of make random crap, but I never really upload.
yeah. All right, so now I really about to introduce ourselves, but here is a monthly podcast where we talk about a movie each week. I mean, not each week, each month on each podcast. And this month, we did one of Corbin's favorite movies, The
Um,
Social Network,
yeah.
and we'll be talking about it right here. So we're gonna start off with that, and after that we have like some news to cover in the film industry. So start off with The Social Network.
All right. So first, if you don't know what the Social Network is, it's the movie about the creation of Facebook. It's directed by David Fincher, he's a pretty great director. It's
Yeah.
stars Jesse Eisenberg, which is one of my favorite actors. And it's a really great film, and it just tells a great story about Facebook. So I'll let you start. Wait,
Yeah,
go
because
ahead.
he's seen it multiple times, right?
No, I saw it once, but I
Saw it
still
once.
remember. It's fresh in my mind.
So we're filming this on a Sunday night. I watched this, I think, Friday night or Saturday. No, yeah, Friday night, and I love this movie. I
You
thought it
did?
was amazing. I gave it a. I'll save my rating for the end,
All right, yeah,
but it's a very high rating.
yeah,
I don't really have any issues. I'm trying to think of some.
yeah. When I saw it like the first time, which was
Yeah,
the night of I don't even know, New Year's, and I was like, is there anything really wrong with this film?
nothing really wrong. And something I must point out that I love about this film is the editing.
Oh
The
yeah,
editing is
yeah,
very good,
the
and the
editing's really good.
screenplay. The screenplay is amazing, and the hacking. Not yeah, the hacking. The scene in the beginning is
Oh yeah, that scene,
where
yeah.
that the editing's really good in that film, where he's like going all over the campus. Mark Zuckerberg, and also it's probably the best performance I've seen from Andrew Garfield.
Oh yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, coming from I don't really I haven't seen a lot of films from him, but like coming from Amazing Spider-Man like 1 and 2,
Yeah,
cl-
I think his
clear
most
as
like
clear as day change.
yeah, and people think that I think most people think his best performance is Hacksaw Ridge, probably. Like
Oh
that's what
yeah.
he's most that one. But he was really good in the. He seemed he was a way bigger character than I thought he was gonna. Like a lot of the movie focused around him.
Oh yeah, I would say that we can go into spoilers, right?
Yeah, we can go into spoilers. So if you haven't seen this movie, which you should.
I mean there isn't really spoilers because this is real life technically.
Well, yeah, I actually heard that a lot of this movie's false though from Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, that's Mark Zuckerberg. He doesn't want people
I
to
mean, I guess.
the
I
guy
look.
because this is based on like a book about it,
Yeah,
and
like the accidental billionaires.
yeah, and so he interviewed everybody who was involved, but then Mark Zuckerberg is like, no, no, no. So
Didn't he? I saw. Was did he make a cameo? I thought I saw him in there.
I don't even know, but
I Because like during the hacking scene, everyone was reacting to his post, and I thought I saw Mark Zuckerberg go there going, "Whoa," like looking at it.
I don't
But
know.
it makes, I think he might have said it was bad. Like this movie wasn't bad because it makes him look like an a hole, like an asshole.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't
he
know,
was,
but the thing about Andrew Garfield was the scene when he towards the end where he bursts into Facebook. That was a pretty great scene.
oh, when his stocks were diluted.
Yeah.
That was the best scene, and then it ended like right there when he was on the computer waiting for her response with
Mm-hmm.
the sending her the friend request, which that starts off with it
Mm-hmm.
with them at the bar, like the restaurant, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized Jesse Eisenberg is great in this movie. He was really good. It's mostly like his mannerisms and like the way he
Mm-hmm.
talked. He talks really fast,
Yeah, that's what I like
and
about him is he can give a kind of jittery kind of
yeah, which he seems to be like in the majority of his films.
yeah. One film I saw from him, he wasn't really like that, which was The End of the Tour, which is an A24 film, but it's not on its top tier. It's not like with eighth grade and stuff.
Let me look at this up. End of the tour. Was it good?
It's fine, but the problem is it's a story. It's because it's not a biopic, but you don't really need to know the story unless you're kind because it's about like an author, and I feel like
Yeah.
if you're a fan of the author, you'll like love the movie, but like from like an outsider's perspective, it's not really that interesting, I guess.
Yeah. I looked it up, and I have heard of this movie. It has Jason Segel in it,
Yeah.
and it has a 91%. So I guess it was high. It was ra- rated highly.
Yeah, I just don't think it's like holds up as like a great film.
Yeah, but
As
the other thing I've seen Jesse Eisenberg is Batman vs Superman in
yeah.
Justice League. So this is definitely better than that. That was mostly miscasting though in
Yeah,
those movies.
I don't think he could really play Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor is kind of like this like a rich billionaire kind of person. I don't think Jesse Eisenberg really fits the kind
Yeah.
of because even though it's kind of hypocritical that like he played Mark Zuckerberg, which is a billionaire that's rich and stuff,
Yes,
but like
but
it's they're two
he's not
different types of
intimidating
people. Yeah,
because in Batman vs Superman, he worked more as the Joker probably
yeah,
than
I'd
Lex
agree with that
Luthor
too. Yeah.
because he's like scrawny. He's not like a billion. Like he doesn't seem like a genius
And then
billionaire.
the best part about that movie is that movie's so bad. Was at the end, it's like he's not bald, but then at the end they have to like shave
Yeah,
his
they
head.
shave him in the prison.
Then he's bald.
But also, the other thing I liked about this movie is probably I thought it was shot well,
Oh yeah.
like relatively,
Oh
and
yeah.
also the pacing was really good. Like I was invested for most of this
Yeah.
movie. I don't think I was ever, and it flew by. I was like, how far am I in? I was 50 minutes in. And I felt like I was like 20 minutes in. It
Oh
was a
yeah.
really,
One
it
thing
was really
that
well paced.
also that was great was the way like the party scenes worked is like
Oh
most
yeah,
films they have it where like if two characters are talking, they like quiet everyone around them so that
yeah.
you can only hear them. But in this film, they make it so like
They
you
have to
hear
yell
every
over them.
yeah you hear like everything going on. So like you hear part of their conversation, but then there's so
Mhm.
much going on that you can't hear it, and it's great because that's really realistic. That's how it works in real
Yeah,
life. But many films
attention. To detail.
don't actually do that.
Yeah, most movies like I was watching this TV show, like some Disney show that was like on, and it was I realized every room they were in, no matter like what room it was dead silent and it sounded like a voiceover, like a dub, because all you could hear is their voice and it was like nothing around them. And it
The
was like
most ironic
horrible.
thing about that was in the end of the tour, they had a scene where they were like at a restaurant, and
Yeah.
like it wasn't a busy restaurant, but usually when you're at a restaurant where there's people there, there's like a background noise,
Yeah.
and in that scene, they didn't have a background noise; they just had it them talking, and you couldn't hear anything else around them, which I thought was kind
It's
of ironic. Which
it
the
like
film,
sucks you out
yeah,
the movie. But other aspects I really liked about this movie is actually I'll bring up my one flaw. I think I did find a flaw. Justin Timberlake's character, it was Sean
yeah.
Parker. I thought that the scene he was introduced in felt out of place and kind of bad when he was in the bed with the girl, and
I
then
don't know.
she
At
like
first, I
walked.
was really confused what was happening. And then I thought it was at
Yeah,
first like because this was like right after the scene that like he met like the Asian girls at the party I think or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So like I thought this was like right after that, and then it
Hmm.
turns out it wasn't. It was like a
Yeah,
different
we
person.
introduced into a new character, which I thought Justin Timberlake actually did pretty good.
I know, which coming from like movies like Trolls and like
Yeah, has he even been in a lot of? I'll check his like filmography,
yeah I'm
but
looking too. Yeah, he's like in Trolls.
Justin Timberlake.
He's in like Pop Stars. Never stop stopping.
Wasn't that like
That's the
Andy
one
Samberg?
with
Andy Samberg.
yeah, and it's like a biopic or whatever. It's like
It's like
I
a
don't know.
lot. He's in a lot of like rom coms.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But he was really good in this movie. Most of this movie was really great. I think also David. This is a very well directed movie by David Fincher. I think it's better than Seven because I've seen Seven, which is one of his most highly regarded movies. But I think this is better, like more well made.
Yeah, but like he definitely the casting was well done too. Like I'm surprised
You
that
know.
like Justin Timberlake and stuff like a lot of these
Mhm.
actors like actually worked and like actresses like worked for the film.
yeah, they seem like well casted. But another thing that I have to bring up is I like them going back and forth between when like the room later in the movie where he's getting sued.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah, kind of like transitioning
for like
into
the
other scenes.
hearing or whatever.
Yeah, where they would transition into other scenes.
Yeah.
Also, Army Hammer as the what I forgot their last name, but the twins. I thought it was the same actor that cloned him.
Wait, what?
Look, you know the twins in the movie
Oh
who
yeah,
came
those
up
guys.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's played by different actors. They look the same, which is
Oh
like
yeah,
what they're
they
supposed
are.
to. I thought that yeah, they're played by different people,
Oh shoot, that's pretty
and they're
cool.
not even related in real life.
Oh, that's. I wonder if that's
Which
like
is
part of it. It's like special, a little bit of special effects in there. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
we
yeah. Because people have. I've heard that they've had used special effects on this film, so maybe that's like part of what they used was
yeah,
kind of like fixing both of them to make it
hmm
look like they're.
a little bit of like yeah, but the score was also very good. Kind of
Yeah.
like the futuristic, like that was a really
I
good score.
I do like how this film like started. Like it kind of like the opening was good, and like the way it started was pretty like
Yeah, it introduces you to his character,
yeah.
like the way he acts and how he
And
thinks
I
he's
like
better than
films
everybody.
that like start with like something already happening, so then
Yeah,
because like then it kind of like sets the pace of the film like right from there. It's like, all right, this is already happening. Just because we don't need to start at the conversation. It the entire
yeah,
conversation isn't what's important. It's what happens during this period in the conversation.
yeah. So my I'm trying to think of like I can't really think of anything wrong with this movie because everything's great. The script is great, the acting is great, cinematography it's directed well. I guess there's nothing really that big to complain about except for that scene.
Yeah.
That felt a little out of place. But everything else is really great. I gave it a 9. I loved it.
Um, I gave it a 10.
You gave it a
I
10.
gave it like
It's
a
one.
I gave it like a high like 9 point something, but like I just rounded up, and I think it's great. It's
Yeah.
in my top 10 of all time. So
I could see it close like after like rewatching it, I feel like it could creep into my top 10. Like
and since we
make it a
both
10
only
out of
seen
10.
this once, do you think it would hold up on a rewatch? I mean,
Yeah, I
I
think it will because now that you know how everything plays out, you can watch it with sort of a different lens
oh yeah.
because it slowly turns into Mark Zuckerberg kind of like turning on. I
Mm.
forgot his name. It's like Eduardo or something.
Whose character?
Andrew Garfield.
Let me look.
It was like Eduardo or something. Eduardo.
Eduardo, yeah.
Eduardo. But this movie, it felt kind of not even like disturbing, but a lot of it was like thriller, like its
Yeah.
tone. Like the scene, there were a lot of scenes of the twins, like doing their like their boat thing,
Oh yeah.
the rowing.
Yeah, they're
And
wrong.
there was this one scene at the tournament. It was like in like close ups of them at the tournament, and it was like boop, 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 boop. Like the score was going insane. So it was like a thriller, like, and also scenes like where are like my favorite scene of the whole movie is where Andrew Garfield goes up to Mark Zuckerberg, smashes his computer.
Oh yeah.
That scene, that's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's
Mostly
pretty.
because it's sort of the turning point of where he's finally like, I'm done with him, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mhm.
Andrew Garfield's character, Mark Zuckerberg, is like, I'm done with this guy, and then he finally leaves. It's just very, it wraps up very nicely,
Mhm.
like the ending where it's him staring at the computer, the credits rolling. So yeah, in conclusion, I love this movie. Do you have anything else you need to say?
I don't really think so. I think it's great. And
I covered all great. It was great.
yeah,
Amazing movie.
honestly, it was a big surprise that it was really good. Because it
Yeah,
seems like a
like
movie that like, kind of like it would seem like a movie that like, cause like like Bohemian Rhapsody, that's like that goes to like a wide audience of people. Like I would
yeah,
expect it to be something like that, where it's like a film
main
that's
mainstream.
yeah, it's like a mainstream film, but it kind of isn't.
Yeah,
It's I don't know if it. My parents, they aren't into film as much as me, but they've seen this
yeah,
film. But I was like, I was like suspecting that it was like a pretty mainstream film, but I don't really think it is. I think it was just popular because of the popularity of like
Facebook was
Facebook.
tied to it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like now, like I don't think it's gonna be regarded from like the mainstream audience of it as like a amazing film. I think it's just gonna be like a, oh, that was a cool little biopic, but like for people like us, I think it'll like go down from as one of the best films in the last like 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. And also, it came out when not Twitter, Facebook was big. Because does anybody even like use Facebook anymore? Besides like aunts and grandmas.
It's more like parents, because that was what
Yeah.
that was like their first social media stuff. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I don't think this movie would have been as big if it came out now, because Facebook was way more relevant in like 2010.
This film like was released at like the perfect time. Honestly, I heard that
Yeah.
they might make a sequel, which I hope is from like
Oh
the
no.
hearings that were recently.
Oh, about the privacy thing.
Yeah, I think which that could like.
Do you think they're gonna make a social network too?
I feel like it could be. All they have to do is find like a. I think they would do like the privacy stuff like from like last year, like whatever
Yeah.
year, which I think could work.
More current.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was social network. But now I actually found. Oh, before we do this, I want to talk about what are our personal favorite movies of all time, like top five.
All right. Yeah.
You talk about yours.
Okay.
Oh,
Here,
why
let me
not?
pull up my IMDb list.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So this is subject to change. Mostly.
I don't have a definitive list.
Because recently I watched Scott Pilgrim, and I feel like that could go on here somewhere. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna start from kind of like my top 10, which my number 10 probably could be switched out like multiple times because I'm always trying to like fit something in here. But at the moment, it's Get Out, which I saw recently. After I saw Us, cause I thought saw it. I watched it in 4K. It looked great, and this film is great. It's a great thriller film. It's a great horror film. Not you won't necessarily get like scared, like you won't like,
No.
but like it's I can see why someone could like find fear in the film.
It's more disturbing than scary.
Yeah, which I really like about it, and yeah, that's great.
That's your favorite of all time, you said, or no?
No, this is from 10. This is from number 10 to 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so we got number 9 is The Dark Knight, which The Dark Knight is, you know, you don't have to explain it. It's The Dark Knight, which is great because Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors. So Dark Knight was great. I watched it on a day I was like sick, so I watched Batman Begins and Dark Knight in like one sitting, which was great. And then those are two great films, and then Dark Knight Rises I don't think holds up. But yeah, that's another story. But Forrest Gump is on there up there, which
that's good.
Some people don't like, some people don't like think it's like cheesy, but I don't really think it's cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you have some thoughts on that? Don't you think that's
well? Yeah, like I gave it a 10, like almost a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have to rewatch it because I've heard different people's opinions on it.
Yeah.
And I just really have to go back and like it's kind of blurry of what I think about it, but I think I have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
To really give definite thoughts.
All right, so next film is another one of my favorite directors, Wes Anderson, is Moonrise Kingdom. I love kind of like coming of age movies when they're well made and stuff, because there's some that are pretty bad that
most of them are pretty bad.
Yeah. Like Eighth Grade is a great example of one.
That's really good.
Yeah, so Moonrise Kingdom is a great example of coming of age story, and it's great. And surprisingly, it's kind of mainstream. I've like read like a few books, and they've mentioned it in them, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's like a cult classic.
Yeah.
Really good. Great movie.
All right, so next one is another Christopher Nolan film. Into Inception. I love this film. I saw it about a year ago because I got it for my birthday, and it's a great movie. Great score, great story, great acting. Leonardo DiCaprio, um, has a great role. Tom Hardy's great in this film.
Oh yeah, Tom Hardy's in there. I forgot about that.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is great in this film. Great writing as always from Christopher Nolan. Great like cinematography and stuff.
Hmm.
All right, so my favorite Star Wars film is up there, pretty high up there. So we got Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, which I know you've only seen New Hope for some reason.
Yeah, I need to catch up on my stuff. I have them. I'm planning on watching Empire this week, and I always say I'm gonna watch it
Yeah,
this
you,
week.
you always say it. You always say it.
I'm gonna watch it this week.
Yeah. So I saw it about a year ago. My dad hadn't also seen it, but like I watched them all the time as a kid. So I like went on last summer. I like rewatched the entire series. Not the new trilogy. 1 through 6. So
Mhm.
and Return of the Jedi as a kid was my favorite, and now is still my favorite. I just love the opening of the film. That's the best part of the film, I think, and it's just a great movie overall. And people are like critics don't actually like this movie. It says the Metacritic score is 58, which is kind of surprising.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it had a good like Rotten Tomatoes score.
it probably does, but like it's interesting because people could out of all three, this is people say this is like the worst out of the new this people
Original
some
trilogy.
people have called this like the start of the decline of Star Wars, which I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Usually the decline is Phantom Menace
Oh,
and
I
then
haven't even
like
seen
everything
that
else,
one.
yeah. I don't know, Phantom the the prequel trilogy, it's pretty exciting to watch. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Usually Empire is regarded as probably the best.
Yeah, my ranking kind of is like opposite. So it's Return of the Jedi, then Empire, and then New Hope. Instead, and then if you like flipped it, it would be like the date. But yeah, then Social Network.
Ooh,
Then
yeah.
The Shining. I saw this in like last August.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, The Shining is regarded as a film that people hated on release, and um,
Yeah.
but you know, if you put a, I don't know why did people not like it when it first came out?
I don't know. It was nominated for a Razzie for Worst Director,
Yeah, I
or
know.
which is crazy. Like I don't know how it's Worst Director material. I don't get it,
I don't
but
know.
I love it too. The Shining's amazing.
I guess the acting is great. Stanley Kubrick loves to do method acting. So like Shelley
Yep.
Duvall, I feel so bad for her, but it
Yeah, she was
really
treated bad.
it really pulled a great performance out of her.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I don't know if you've seen No Country for Old Men yet.
No, I
All
don't.
right.
I haven't, but I'm planning on
Okay, so yeah, No Country for Old Men, which is um one of my favorite films. I feel as if on a rewatch, because as I was watching it, I was like,
it.
could this be one of my favorite? Could this be the best film of all time, in my
Oh,
opinion?
oh.
And I
Wait,
was
what
like,
ranking is it? What place is this?
number two,
Okay.
and I was like, I don't know. So then it ended, and I was like, I don't know. I think I need to get on a rewatch. I'll probably know if it's
Yeah.
my favorite all time.
Coen brothers are great directors.
Yeah, um, yeah, great. And then my number one, which hasn't changed in the last year, more than a year, the Shawshank Redemption. Um, this is
Oh,
this is my favorite film of all time. This kind of started me liking movies more and like watching different types of movies and like watching a bunch of movies. After seeing this, I as soon as the movie ended, I just said this is my favorite movie of all time. Like I instantly just knew, and I watched it 2 times. When I last year, first time and second time, and it holds up on the rewatch, and I still think it's a great film, and it definitely deserves to be the highest movie on IMDb.
yeah,
Uh,
not Avengers Endgame.
yeah,
God's sake. I
And
haven't seen Shawshank Redemption.
my top 10 is like filled with stuff you haven't seen.
No, I think you've seen at least some of them.
No, I'm
Mine.
saying mine is filled with.
Yeah, yours. Okay, so you
Alright,
had to. Let me share mine. So number 10, I have Wolf of Wall Street, which you have seen.
yeah. That's
That
great.
movie's really great.
Yeah,
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio, probably the best I've seen from him.
yeah,
And Martin Scorsese, great director.
yeah.
And overall, even though it's 3 hours, it still like holds up.
You don't feel the length. You don't feel that length.
No, you really don't. And then number 9, I have First Man.
Oh, yeah. That was on there
Great
for a long
movie.
time. Yeah.
Damien Chazelle. I love this movie, and I think Ryan Gosling did actually very good. I think
Yeah,
this
I
movie
agree
was
with you.
robbed. Movie was robbed at the Oscars, and it didn't even like get anything except for like visual effects.
Yeah,
I think
I agree with you. It was a great movie.
great movie. And then next I have Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which is an amazing film. Frances McDormand's really great. It's shot very well. Sam Rockwell, which won the Oscar, and also Frances McDormand won the Oscar at the Oscars that year. It's an amazing film. Very well written. It deals with dark subjects like racism, but it makes them comical without coming off as offensive. So I think it pulls it off very well, and it's a very well written film, very well acted, great movie. And then number 7, I have Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I have this on my list. I really want to watch Nightcrawler, but it's like not on anything, so.
When I watched it, it was free on Amazon.
Yeah, it's not anymore, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't know why they took it off, but it's a great movie actually. Jake Gyllenhaal, really great in that movie. Kind of skeptical about him being far from home, but see it. I'll see how it is. But he was very good. This is like a dark movie, pretty disturbing actually. But it's not even a horror movie. It's more of a thriller.
Yeah.
But it's a deconstruction of a person, how they go
I
crazy
remember
over.
seeing the trailers, and I thought it was. I don't even remember. Like, I thought it was some like really dumb movie, but then like now I realize, oh, it's looks like a pretty great film, and I have it on my list, and I really want to watch it. But
Yeah,
I think
it's
like
very good.
I don't really like rent movies because I don't like see. Because if you rent something for like $5, and if you think about it, um, let's say you see let's say the Blu-ray is like $15, and you
Yeah.
watch the movie for $5. That's technically you could buy like 3 watches of the movie, but then you get to keep the movie. Like that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
which I don't feel like renting movies is necessarily the greatest. Unless it's like a new release, because new releases can sometimes you don't want to really buy a new release.
You get like $30.
Yeah, which is why it's kind of annoying because I don't really want to rent it because since it's been a few years since it's been out, it's gonna be pretty cheap to buy somewhere.
That's pretty cheap now. Yeah.
So
but
it's better to do that.
I could see it going on Netflix at some point, honestly.
Yeah.
But great movie. And then next we have number 6, Mary and Max, which is a stop motion film. And it's an amazing film. It actually made me cry at the end. It's very emotional. Like you actually feel for these characters.
Yeah, I really want to watch that too.
Yeah, it used to be on Netflix, but they took it off. This movie's amazing. The writing is fantastic. Most of it's just him writing, the main character writing letters to the Mary in this film, and it pulls it off great by being entertaining and depressing and like funny at the same time, and it combines these dark subjects with comedy, like off the wall, like stop motion animation, and it actually works very well. And overall, very great movie. I'd
See,
recommend
one thing
it.
I want to buy it, but like I usually buy my like Blu-rays and stuff off of Amazon because like
It's on Amazon.
Wait, what?
It's on Amazon.
What do you mean, like to what buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's like $20. It's
$20.
Yeah, it's surprisingly like a lot for.
That's weird. I'd expect it to be like $10.
I know.
But it's a great movie. Then number 5, we have this one's pretty common in most top 10s, but Pulp Fiction, which you haven't seen.
Yeah.
You need to watch. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, I know.
It's really good, and it's pretty long, but not even like most of the movie
It's
is
only
just
like 2
people.
hours and 30 minutes. It's not long. It's not
Well,
that
yeah,
long. Most
yeah,
movies
that's
are
not
more.
that long.
Most movies are more than 2 hours long now. But
Yeah, for like the common moviegoer, it's pretty long, 2.5 hours. But it's mostly just conversations and like people talking back and forth. But Quentin Tarantino is such a great writer that he can make you entertained just by two people talking for like 10 minutes straight, and it works very well. And the characters are very well realized. And this movie's actually like short stories all combined that like come together at the end, most of them, and I think it works very well. And then next we have Punch Drunk Love, which is also on Netflix,
yeah, no, I have this on my list. I'll eventually watch it.
directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who also made There Will Be Blood and Phantom Thread, which I want to see.
Yeah,
And
I have those on my
this movie's
list.
amazing. It's a drama with Adam Sandler, and that'll immediately make you not want to watch it. But Paul Thomas Anderson is such a great director that he was able to get Adam Sandler to actually give a crap
Yeah.
and not just like not care at all and just do whatever he does for a paycheck. This movie was actually really amazing. Like Adam Sandler did a great job in this movie, and it's very the score is great. Like I watched with my dad. And he got mad because he said it gave him a headache. But a lot of the score is just like, and it's like, and it's like really weird, and it's him doing normal stuff with that going on in the background. But then it turns insane because the whole thing is the main character Barry is like a social anxiety guy. So then he calls a sex line to like talk to this lady,
Yeah.
and then eventually she like gets his credit card information and everything goes down the wire until he finally finds them. And then next, top three, we have Birdman, which is an amazing movie. Probably heard all about it. It's really great. Amazingly shot. The whole movie's made to look like one shot, and it's pulled off very well. Amazing performances, amazing script. And then next we have Whiplash, which this sometimes goes into my first and second kind of.
Yeah, I have Whiplash on my list, and I really want to see it.
It's amazing. J.K. Simmons gives the best performance I've seen from him. It's one of the performances I've.
Dude, but why not him from Gravity Falls? Like, what the heck, man?
Oh yeah, Gravity Falls. Didn't he play like their uncle?
Yeah.
That was like the big twist. And then this movie is so it's more intense than most horror movies. This isn't even a horror movie, but the way it's shot, the way it's directed, it really pulls you into the experience, makes you care for the character. So the number one is La La Land. I love this freaking movie so much. You don't even know. It's like a meme how much I love this movie because it's fantastic. You've seen this movie.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I agree with you. It's great. I have to watch it again to get a full...
I've seen it like 5 times now in the past year. It's amazing. Well shot. Amazing. The colors in this movie, the acting. I could go on, but amazing movie. So those were our favorite movies, just like get you more into what we like. And now we have some news. I found a lot of news today.
Alright, cool.
And the first one is Toy Story 4 is the first movie since 1995, Pixar movie, to not have a short film in front of it.
Oh wait, do they have a short film?
No, it doesn't have a short film in front of it.
That's actually really interesting.
That's stupid because I actually like the short films except for Coco, which had like a 30-minute Frozen short.
Good thing I didn't see that one in theaters. I heard about the Coco thing and I was like,
it was bad.
Why did they put a Frozen one? Like, that's the most confusing part about it.
Should have just been on ABC.
Yeah, that's what it should have been on, but
it was annoying. But most of them are good.
I don't know. The one from Incredibles 2, well, this was probably better than the movie itself.
Bao?
Yeah.
Is that how to pronounce it? Bao?
I think so.
So, what I like about these shorts is, like, what they've been doing recently. Have you seen, like, the shorts they've been posting on their YouTube channel, like, with other, like, other...
Oh, yeah, like,
those are really good. So, the thing about Pixar with their shorts is that they take, like, most of their movies kind of look the same visually now. But with these shorts, they use a lot of different animation styles. Like, in front of Toy Story 3, there was this really cool one where it was, like, night and day. Those were like the characters, and they would switch out. So it really just shows the creative side of Pixar, which is kind of
one thing about the shorts is I have a lot of nostalgia because they released like the first like collection of them. I don't know when, but I had that like on DVD, and like They had
Oh,
they had like the ones that were like pre like like any of the movies. And then
yeah.
they had like the Finding Nemo, the Bugs Life one, like Monsters Inc. and stuff.
Yeah, those are really good. Like most of them are actually like quality.
Yeah.
So next we have the MTV Movie Award nomination.
Oh shoot, I didn't like I've heard about some, but
I hate the MTV Movie Awards. They pick the most like like they're like the Oscars but for mainstream.
yeah, I've heard of some. I forgot like some of them, but like some of them I'm like what?
Yeah, like let me go over a couple of these. So best movie: Avengers Endgame, Black Klansman, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and Us. I'd say if you had to pick one of those, what do you think that would
I mean,
pick from?
I've seen all of them. Actually, no, I haven't seen all of them. What am I talking about? I haven't seen all of them. I've seen. I think. Here, wait. I'm gonna look them up real quick so I can have the list in front of me.
Yeah. I think Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse is mine. I'm surprised they nominated Black Klansman. That's kind of weird.
That's really weird because this is meant to be like a for like mainstream. I don't think that's really a mainstream.
Like Oscars for the normies.
Yes.
I'm surprised. What the frick is To All the Boys I've Loved Before? That was like a Netflix,
Yeah, that was
and
a
it got like
Netflix movie.
good reviews, but it looked bad.
All right, let's see.
Is it a Netflix movie?
Yeah, I'd probably pick Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I've seen Endgame and Us. You have seen
Yes, I've seen everything on here besides To All the Boys I've Loved.
and Endgame. While it's good, there's lots of flaws, and
Yep.
Spider-Verse is better than Us. I have a lot of problems with Us.
Yeah. Has some
It's
flaws.
very there's lots of problems with it.
Yeah, but I'd say Avengers Endgame will probably
Yeah.
because it's so big.
Yeah.
So, and next we have Best Show: Big Mouth, Game of Thrones, Riverdale, Schitt's Creek, The Haunted of Hill House. I think Game of Thrones is going to win.
Yeah. I don't really know. Riverdale, like at first was okay.
Now I heard it's horrible.
Yeah,
Like
I hear it's really bad, and I hear it's kind of funny, so I might try to pick it up again to see how funny it is.
Yeah.
But
Why is Big Mouth here? That's so weird.
yeah, that's so random. I don't even know why.
But I think Game of Thrones will win because it's the most popular one.
Yeah. Haunting of Hill House, I watched a few episodes of that. It's good, but like I don't feel like it's. There's so many better shows. Like, why isn't like, the show Homecoming on there? Like, I don't.
I heard that was really good.
Yeah, I saw the entire thing, and that's a great. When I first got my 4K TV, that was like the first thing I watched on there, and it was great. And that should be on there instead of like.
What's Schitt's Creek?
It's this one comedy show. It's on Netflix. It's not like a Netflix original, but like. I don't even know.
Yeah. So next we have Best Performance in a Movie, and I have a big problem with these. Yeah.
Why didn't they separate it by gender? It's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird. There's only one male on here.
I guess no males got a great performance.
Yeah. Last year, the main Chadwick Boseman, the main character from Black Panther. So we have The Hate You Give, the main girl in that. I haven't seen that, but I heard it was actually.
I haven't seen that either. I don't really intend to watch it.
Yeah. Next we have Lady Gaga for Stars Born. Heard she was good. Haven't seen it though. And then we have Lupita Nyong'o from Us, which was really good.
Yeah.
She gave a really good performance. And then Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody. Box. I think out of all of these, from the ones I've seen, I think Lupita Nyong'o should get it.
Yeah, she should get it. I've seen all of them except for The Hate You Give and Stars Born, and Bird Box is terrible. It's a ripoff of A Quiet Place, which I like.
Yeah.
A Quiet Place a lot. I thought it was one of the better films of last year. But it's not. Bird Box is terrible. the only reason why people talked about it was because it got a bunch of views because it was during the like kind of like winter like vacation time, kind of
Nothing was happening.
like
Like
winter
no movies.
break kind of thing. So
And also the challenge, the Bird Box challenge, the stupidest freaking thing I've ever seen in my life.
yeah, how do you pronounce her
Yeah.
name? I don't.
Lupita Nyong'o, I think.
Yeah, Lupito Nyong'o. She was great. She was one of the best parts of Us, even though Us, well, overall wasn't like the best movie. She was one of the best parts of the movie. Well, Bohemian Rhapsody, I have to watch again to get like a full, kind of look at it. Rami Malek was pretty good in the film.
He was good though. I think he has a good chance of winning.
He was the best part of that movie, I think.
Yeah.
His performance.
But I could see Lady Gaga winning because she's like the biggest. And then best performance in a show, we have Handmaid. I haven't seen any of these, but
same.
Just from looking at these, I'd say Game of Thrones probably because it's big. Best hero, Brie Larson, Captain Marvel.
This is so ironic that I just watched Captain Marvel right before recording this, and Captain Marvel is terrible. It's really boring, and she isn't the best hero. They have no defining on what her characters are. Yeah. And it's kind of like, okay, what does she do? And she's just kind of shoehorned in like everything, and that's why she sucks. My family tried to make the argument, oh well, she saved the day in Endgame. It's because they had nothing better for her to do.
She's overpowered.
Yeah, but like you don't know you don't know how she's overpowered.
Yeah.
Like
she just seems bland from what I've seen from her.
It's interesting because at the beginning of the movie she had like no charisma, but sort of towards the end she started to get a little bit more charisma.
Yeah.
So that means she like slowly but surely she'll become better. Like I think she just needs to like get a good like kind of like thing going. I don't think she really has like. I think she needs to get her charisma a little bit better for like.
She has potential, but because like Brie Larson's pretty good actress, not good person. But...
I recently saw Scott Pilgrim, and she
was good in that.
Yeah, she even though she had a really small role in that movie, she still was pretty good in that movie.
Now let me just say these real quick. John David Washington, Black.
Wait, what?
John David Washington, Black Klansman, best hero.
Oh.
And then Macy Williams for Game of Thrones, Robert Downey Jr. Endgame, and Zachary Levi for Shazam. I want Robert Downey Jr. to win, and I think he will.
I think he will. Or I haven't seen Shazam. I really want to because I hear it's a pretty good DC film.
It was good.
And I feel as if Robert Downey Jr. should win, and I feel like it might go to Brie Larson because they might do some kind of like feminist kind of thing where it's like, oh, well, she's like a girl superhero, so
should be current. Like, but I feel like most of these are even a lot of these celebrities coming there.
I don't know. Do people go to?
Zachary Levi's hosting, so he'll be there.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. will be there, but he'll probably win. So next, go on to best villain. We have the girl from Killing Eve, and then Joseph for Handmaid's Tale, Josh Brolin, Thanos for Endgame, Lupita Nyong'o, us, Penn Badgley for what the heck is Joel Goldberg? Oh, You. That's a Netflix show. But I think if I had to choose, I'd probably pick. It's either between Lupita or Josh Brolin.
I agree with that. I feel like it's gonna go to Josh Brolin, but Lupita was great in Us. She, that was why her performance was so great because she played two characters.
But I feel like, Thanos wasn't as good in Endgame as
that is true.
So
I do forget about that. I kind of blend them together because I consider them kind of like pretty related. So I don't really.
Yeah. No. Last year, Michael Jordan won Black Panther.
He was one of the better parts of that movie. I will have to say.
Yeah, but I think Josh Brolin was nominated, and he was really good in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, next we have Best Kiss. Oh my god. Riverdale, Aquaman, Sex Education, 12 and Venom.
Venom, gotta go get him.
Venom, gotta go get him.
Oh,
what the frick is that Venom kiss? They were like he was in the.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was so dumb. That shouldn't be count.
But anyway,
I
I
don't know.
think Riverdale's might win, or To All the Boys I Loved Before.
It's gonna. I don't
So
know. I saw Aquaman. Aquaman's epic. It's not good, but it's epic.
yeah,
And I don't even know. The kiss was like right at the end. It was like
yeah,
okay, whatever. It was gonna happen.
yeah.
What is this?
Okay, so
Why is this a category?
I don't know why this is kind of a dumb category, but next we have because I'm skipping over best reality show because I
Yeah.
haven't watched those. So let's go through these fast as we said through because there's a lot. Best comedic performance, Crazy Rich Asians, the guy
None
from
of these
Schitt's Creek,
people. I don't even know.
John Mulaney, Big Mouth, yeah, Mercedes Martin Little, and Zachary Levi Shazam. I think Zachary Levi has a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
So, and then breakout performance, Crazy Rich Asians, 5 feet apart. I want to, MJ Rodriguez for Pose, and then the girl from Sex Education To All the Boys I Love Before. I could see them giving it to Crazy Rich Asians or To All the Boys I Love, probably.
Yeah. Who knows?
And best fight, we have Endgame, Captain America versus Thanos, Captain Marvel versus Minerva, Game of Thrones, RBG. What? RBG?
Versus
You?
inequality.
That's like the whole movie. Whatever. And then WWE WrestleMania. I think Endgame will.
Wait, they nominated a WrestleMania fight.
Yeah,
What?
it's kind of weird. And
What?
who do they even give this to? This award?
Dude,
The actors?
they're just gonna give it to I don't even know.
I don't know. But I think Endgame will win, and I'd like that.
I feel like RBG might win just because it's about inequality, but
Yeah.
that makes no sense because it's like it makes literally no sense to be nominated.
Mm. Best real life hero. Alex Hanoid from Free Solo. Hannah Gadsby from Nanite. So these are like real people. Ronan Reigns from WWE SmackDown.
Why
Ruth
WWE?
Bader Ginsburg for RBG. Serena Williams for being Serena. I think.
Ruth Bader, I think should get it. I don't know. I think she's
Yeah, she'll
done.
probably win.
I think she's done more than Roman Reigns from WWE SmackDown.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll probably win. And I don't know. I don't really like know any of these except I know Free Solo, the guy that climbed the mountain.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
Right. We should do
most
one more
yeah.
category.
Let me look through these. Trying to see the best ones. What the frick? Best most memeable moment?
Dude, I don't even know what any of these are.
Most memeable moment. RBG?
And then Tori's RBG.
Okay, let's do most frightened.
Okay, yeah,
So
I saw that and I have a lot of thoughts about that.
so Alex Wolf for Hereditary and Linda Cardellini for The Curse of Love, which I heard pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then Rian Reese for Halloween, and then Sandra Bullock Bird Box and Victoria Pedretti for The Haunting of Hill House.
Who even is she from
Isn't she the main character?
I don't even know. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen
So I'm really surprised that they put Hereditary on here.
I'm really surprised they put Bird Box because Sandra Bullock was not really that great in that movie.
So I think they'll give it to. There's no way they're gonna give it to the guy in Hereditary. There's no way. They'll probably give it to the girl in. They'll probably give it to Sandra Bullock or.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably give it to her. So that was that, and now we got one more thing. Just a quick thing. Joker will be rated R, confirmed by the director.
That's great. I think that's great.
Because Joker, this is the thing about Joker. He's such an unexpected guy. He can just kill somebody out of. But in PG-13, he's either gonna do it off screen, so you don't really have that much tense. Because in rated R, anything can happen. But PG-13 is sort of a lock.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So it'll be better as a rated R film because it'll be unhinged.
I agree with that. The closest we've got to a Joker like that was The Dark Knight, which all of Chris Nolan's films are, most of them are like PG-13, with the exception.
Yeah, they're pretty dark for PG-13.
Which with like the exception being Insomnia and
Memento.
Yeah, and all the movies are pretty close to being rated R. I think like a lot of if you added a few more like a little bit more stuff to like the Dark Knight films and stuff, those could be easily PG-13. Those could easily be like rated R.
Rated R.
Which I feel like I don't know if that's his choice or it's like the studio he works
Yeah,
with Warren. Like I
because
don't know if
that'll
it's like
make because they're probably thinking it'll be better to make it.
because there's a lot of fans of
Mhm.
Christopher Nolan, and I feel like maybe they don't want to see like I don't know.
Yeah, he could be really good. Like if he handled a rated R movie, I think he can make
I don't
pretty
know.
dark. But yeah, so that was the first episode of our podcast. How long was this?
It's about 50 minutes. You know, like
That was pretty good. Like, good. We usually try to keep it around like an hour. So, hope you guys like this. If you made it all the way through, just comment if you think we should do more. So, yeah. So I'm Mark and he's Corbin, and this was
yeah.
the first episode of the film duo. See you guys next time.
All right, bye bye.